Hello friends! Today we're going through the CColor Cosmetics. This is called the Lust in Paradise. Purportedly a dupe for a higher end palette. I'm not here to compare the two palettes. If you thought this was going to be a dupe in the dupe or comparing the dupes, sorry to disappoint you. This is one of those videos where a lady of a certain age who's not a makeup artist, who's not affiliated, endorsed, sponsored, PR'd, encouraged in any way, shape, or form, plays with makeup. And one of the questions that ladies of a certain age who are non-makeup artists want to know is, can we pick up a palette and can we get at least 3 different looks from this one palette? If we can, does that make it a good value of our money? Get a palette, you can only get 1 look out of it, doesn't work for you. Is your money better spent elsewhere? And without further ado, let's get started. I am back with the first very simple look that I did with this CColor Cosmetics Lust in Paradise. It's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I'm not here to speak on if it is a true, in fact, dupe. I just want to know, can I buy a palette, a very budget-friendly palette, with actually a good amount of shades, and can I get several looks out of it that a lady of a certain age would leave the house? This being one of them, and I live for this look. I think this is so pretty. I did just a little tiny bit of this sort of teal color down here, and they actually did give me a sleeve with the names on it. Thirsty. So I liked Thirsty. My husband's gonna laugh at that. Pretty much just use the colors in this row right here. If this were a 4-pan little palette, maybe like a little elf palette, I would love it. I would absolutely adore it. Most of these rows, if I go down, I can actually see doing a look with most of these. Maybe not that one. That gives me some kind of lighter transition shades. This one, maybe if I wanted to go like really super basic, maybe a no makeup day. But pretty much from this row down, that each one of those 4 shades gets me an absolute look. So I'll take this off and I'll be right back. Well, I'm a little dark under here and I should probably lighten it up. And if I were leaving, or if this were my last look, I might actually do that. This look is a little harsh, I think, in this kind of lighting. I don't know that it's super flattering. I really loved the first look. This one I'm like, I should have just left the first one on, but I didn't. Do I think this is okay? Yeah, I mean, the colors blended beautifully. I don't know that this was the right combination, or maybe it was. I'm always intrigued by this ever since my like catastrophe with the Manny MUA soft glam palette, and they had that Gementa, which was supposed to be magenta shade in it, that would just fell apart on me. I've been kind of in search of, you know, another one that's like it. This one is like that, but it actually performed better. I think that I probably should have done just maybe these 3 colors with a pop of that might have been okay. I don't know that I'm in love with the look, but I am in love with the palette. So I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna come back with one more look. This palette is full of neutrals. There's no getting around it. It's absolutely 100% completely full of neutrals, except for maybe this bright berry color, this thirsty color, this little honey green, but you could even call that a neutral too. So anyway, you guys, I used all 3 of these rows and another couple, 1, 2, 3, 3 more shades. So I used about half of the palette in these 3 looks. And the only issue that I ran into was this one dark brown color, kind of a chestnutty brown. I was gonna try to do this one all over my lid, but I think the finer brush that I used, it was more of a smaller blending brush, crease brush. It was too small. I wasn't getting enough product on it, something like that, because it got a little patchy, and I don't think it would have done that if I would have used the right brush. When I put it in places where I specifically strategically wanted it, it performed very well. So I can tell you that I absolutely adore CColor Cosmetics formulas, their quality. I've never had an issue with them. Even the tin ones that people say have a different formula, I've actually not had any issues with them. Sometimes I may not love the color story, but that's just personal preference. That's not necessarily a quality. That's just the colors don't, you know, really work for me. You know, yeah, there was a lot of neutrals in this. I'm not gonna lie. It's, you know, has the potential to be boring, but I did 3 different smoky looks with this palette that was just full of neutrals. So you can still bring the drama and still be neutral. It's not basic. It's okay. And that one of them I thought was a work look, which is good because I'm not leaving the house to go to work. Right now I'm kind of exhausted from all the emotions and all the stuff that's going on. I suspect you may be going through a bunch of different things too. all I can say is hang in there. You know, keep doing your part. You can only be responsible for yourself. You can't be responsible for what your neighbors are doing and the neighbors down the street. Just do your part. If everybody did their part, this will get over much faster. If you're an essential employee or work in an essential business or own an essential business, man, thank you so much for being out there and for being on the front line of this war. And just we appreciate you guys keeping this country running, because it's really up to that blue collar worker right now. Man, if ever a time it was to be thankful for blue collar workers, now is the time, because you guys are keeping this country running. All right, you guys, with that, till my next video, bye for now. You guys, this palette, why do I always start with you guys? I don't know.